Have you ever had a perfect first date? The conversation is flowing, you're both laughing, the eye contact is electric. And then, the waiter drops a little black book on the table. The check. Suddenly, the air gets thick. The music seems to stop. Time slows down. You wonder, who is going to reach for it? Welcome to Valid Voice, the podcast where your silent struggles are heard, understood, and most importantly, validated. I'm your host, and today, we are unpacking one of the most controversial and awkward topics in modern dating culture. The unspoken battle of the bill. In an era where we champion gender equality, who is actually supposed to pay on the first date? To answer this, I want to tell you two stories. First, let me tell you about Emma. Emma is 28, a marketing manager. She is fiercely independent, makes her own money, and hates relying on anyone. A few weeks ago, she went on a date with Jake. Jake asked her out and picked the place, a relatively upscale Italian restaurant downtown. They had an amazing time until the $130 bill arrived. It sat there, right in the middle of the table. Jake looked at the bill, then looked at Emma, hesitating. Emma, wanting to be polite and not wanting to seem entitled, reached into her purse and said softly, "Oh, let's just split it." Deep down, she was fully expecting him to say the classic line, "No, I've got it, you can get the next one." But instead, Jake's eyes lit up, he pulled out his phone and said, "Awesome, my Venmo is Jake Smith." Emma sent him the $65. But on the drive home, she realized something had broken. The spark, the romantic tension, was completely dead. It wasn't about the $65. That money meant nothing to her. It was about the feeling. The moment he calculated the exact half of the bill, she felt less like a woman being courted and more like a coworker out for a business lunch. The romance was replaced by a financial transaction. She never texted Jake again. Now, let's flip the coin and look at it from a man's perspective. Meet Ryan, 30 years old. Last month, Ryan went on 4 first dates from a dating app. He paid for all of them. Dinners, drinks, coffees. In total, he spent nearly $400. And the result? 2 of those women completely ghosted him the next day. One texted him saying she just didn't feel a romantic connection. Ryan shared online that he feels exhausted. He feels like a walking ATM. He wrote, "Women want 50-50 in the workplace, they want equality in every aspect of life. But when the dinner bill arrives, they suddenly time travel back to the 1950s and expect traditional chivalry. It's incredibly unfair that men have to bear 100% of the financial risk for first dates that rarely lead anywhere." You see, this is the unspoken battle of our generation. The harsh collision between modern equality and traditional romance. Both men and women are incredibly confused. On the women's side, many still associate a man paying for the first date with effort, chivalry, and genuine interest. It sends an invisible message that says, "I value your time, and I am investing in you." When a man asks to split the bill, it immediately triggers a feeling of being undervalued. It makes a woman feel like she isn't special enough. But we also have to be honest about the fake wallet reach. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It's when a woman slowly opens her purse, makes a show of reaching for her credit card, while secretly praying the man will stop her. If he lets her pay, she is disappointed. If she doesn't reach at all, he thinks she is entitled and using him for a free meal. It's a ridiculous, exhausting psychological game we force each other to play. We are starting off potential relationships with a secret, calculated test. And there is another very real aspect for women, the fear of debt. Many modern women insist on splitting the bill 50-50 because they have experienced the guy who pays for a $50 dinner and suddenly acts like she owes him physical intimacy in return. Paying for her half is a woman's way of buying her safety, her autonomy, and her boundaries. Nobody owes anyone anything. For men, the pressure is massive. Society still ingrains in them that a real man provides and protects. But modern dating app culture is a numbers game. You have to meet a lot of people to find the right one. Funding dozens of first dates a month is a heavy financial burden. And when a woman just sits there staring at the wall while he swipes his card, showing no intention of offering to contribute, men feel used. They feel their only value is in their wallet. So, how do we fix this? How do we stop the restaurant bill from ruining the romance? First, lower the financial stakes. If you are going on a first date with a stranger you met online, do not go to a $150 dinner. Grab a coffee. Go for a walk in the park. Get a single cocktail. Keep the financial investment so low that it truly doesn't matter who pays. The purpose of a first date is to see if you have chemistry, not to eat a 3-course meal. Second, follow the golden rule of hospitality. Whoever does the inviting, does the paying. Whether you are a man or a woman, if you say, "Can I take you out to dinner?" you are the host. You should expect to pay. Conversely, if you are the one being invited, always come financially prepared to cover your half. Never go on a date with an empty wallet. Third, if the date is going amazingly well and you know you want to see this person again, let's normalize this phrase, "I've got this one, you can get the next one." It's such a simple sentence, but it completely removes the cold, transactional feeling of splitting a bill 50-50ths, and it creates a perfect, natural bridge to a second date. At the end of the day, money on a date has never really been about money. It is about effort, respect, understanding, and feeling valued. If you are sitting there counting pennies and keeping a strict ledger on the very first time you meet someone, you have completely lost the point of human connection. Love is a willing offering, not a split contract. Let sincerity lead the way. Thank you so much for listening to Valid Voice today. What are your thoughts on who should pay on a first date? Are you team 50-50ths, or should the person who asks pay? Please share your stories and perspectives in the comments below. This is a safe space, and I read every single one of your messages. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so we can continue navigating the beautiful, messy reality of modern life and relationships together. Until next time, always value yourself and be kind to yourself. You deserve the best.